Mike Huber, Moneyball Hitter Magazine, lead columnist, team hitting specialist. How you doing? Today, I want to talk about the two-coach hitting coach system in the major leagues and why it's not working. So 5 years ago, approximately, hitting coaches started getting what we call these assistant hitting coaches to assist them and help them out. And coming from Chicago, I know that Greg Walker of the Chicago White Sox was one of the first ones who liked to do that with the system. He had an assistant hitting coach, and the reason why is because Greg Walker says, I'm in charge of 13 guys. I can't take care of them all. I can't see everything, so I need another voice and I need another set of eyes. Okay. So now this has been the big trend ever since the White Sox have been doing that. It's been going on for about 5 years. So almost all of the major league teams now have an assistant hitting coach. Some of them, like the Angels, have two assistant hitting coaches. Okay? Now let me tell you something. Hitting is at its worst since 1972, this past season. So the team batting average was about 250, 253. For all of major leagues. Usually it's 267. So they're down 17 points. And they're down at least 17 points in the slugging percentage also. There's something going on. There is a misinterpretation about the baseball swing, how to teach it, how to help people. The technology age has made it a lot more confusing. Swing analysis, side-by-side analysis. This guy does this. This guy does this. This is the perfect swing. You should be doing this. A lot of robotics in the analysis of hitting and stuff like that. Let me tell you something. I did not get to where I was as a hitting coach and get the results that I get with all the teams that I've trained. And it's been over 100 teams. Okay? By looking at video. Okay? My specialty personally is on how the muscles move, kinesiology. I am a teacher. I've been trained to be a teacher for 8 years. I've got my master's degree in teaching. I've been a hitting coach for over 20 years. So I know a step-by-step progression. I know that results is the key. I no longer do any guesswork. I'm a fix-it guy. I'm a specialist. So hitting coaches at the major league level do not have the training somebody like I would have. Okay? They don't have training with muscles. They don't have training on how to teach, on how to do progression teaching, on how to fix and correct bad habits. Okay? They just don't. So now it's almost an admission of guilt here, the two hitting coach system. So it's an admission of guilt from the major leagues, from the front office, and from the hitting coaches. It's getting worse. We don't know what to do. Maybe we need some assistant hitting coaches. And now it's getting worse with the assistant hitting coaches. Okay? So the assistant hitting coaches, they're trying to solve a problem. Our team's hitting is getting worse. Our team batting averages are going down. Our slugging percentage is going down. Front office wants to bring in another guy. The lead guy brings in another guy. Here's what happens at the meeting. You guys going to work together? You guys got the same philosophy? Yeah, everything's good? Good. Maybe this will help bring the hitters together and everything. It doesn't. It gets worse. Usually because the lead guy doesn't know what he's doing, and neither does the assistant. So if the assistant's going with the lead guy and he doesn't know what he's doing, then that's just two wrongs don't make a right type of thing. Or what happens if things get bad and the assistant coach is going to drift off and he's going to try to talk to hitters differently than he does the lead coach. And there's going to be a separation of leadership and then two different voices, two different messages. And that doesn't work either. Okay? So too many cooks spoil the broth type of situation. And that's definitely happening also. Because they're both trying to save their jobs, so they have disagreements, and they secretly go behind each other's backs, type of thing. Okay. So I've been in a two hitting coach system. One time it didn't work because the other guy went behind my back and he thought he knew more than I did. Okay? And it just didn't work. I had to go to the head coach. Who is this guy? Why did you get an assistant? He never agreed. He did originally. He agreed to my system, and then he swayed away from my system. Okay? I said, is this going to continue? Yeah, he's kind of my friend. Okay, then I'm out. Okay? Because I knew it wouldn't work. This happens all the time. And then I've had managers who knew that my system worked, and they went along directly with my system, and then let the system work. Okay? So unless the lead guy has a proven record, not a proven he's been in the minor leagues for this many years and he's got clout and he's a networker and it's seen. No, he has a proven record of helping hitters and teams get better. And there are no guys out there like that. Okay? Very few. Maybe 3% of the guys, hitting coaches are out there are like that. Okay? If you can find them. So it's getting worse. Hitting's getting worse with the two-coach system. So that's not working. The mystery of hitting is just bamboozling everybody. They're trying everything to see if it works. And nothing's working. Nobody can figure it out. If you're an owner and you're hearing this, you know by now what the trend is. I'm telling you what the trend is. How do you fix the trend? You need a specialist who has the authority to go into a star hitter who's slumping and saying, I know that this is the problem, fix the problem, it gets fixed. The star hitter knows it's fixed. He's not looking at you with one eye up because it's like he's heard everything, all the crap that doesn't work. When he meets a specialist, he knows that it works. It's almost like a free throw specialist for Shaq O'Neal, okay, who got his free throw percentages up like 20 points. All right? They have these specialists in the NBA and stuff like that, okay? Baseball does not have hitting specialists. Well, they call them the roving hitting instructors, okay? If it was a specialist, they'd call them specialists because specialist gets results. Almost like if you call a plumber in, your pipes are off. They come in, they know the problem, they fix the problem, they get the right pipes in, and it's like brand new. That is what a specialist is. There's no specialist out there. This is what we do here at Moneyball Hitter Magazine. Okay? And we're pointing out hitters, and we're pointing out teams that have all these different problems. They never get fixed, and now they're getting these other assistant hitting coaches to try to fix the problems, and the problems are getting worse, quite frankly. And there's nobody out there that can tell me that it's getting any better. Because this two hitting coach system started about 5 years ago. And now it's the big trend, and hitting is still declining. And I'm going through all the teams in the major leagues right now, and most of them, from one year to the next, decline. At least by 10 points in their slugging percentages. And oh look, they've got two hitting coaches. Shouldn't it get better? You would think. And that's what the owners think. Okay? That's what the hitting coaches are hoping for. To save their own jobs, but it's getting worse. So when these hitting coaches get fired from one year to the next, over half the hitting coaches got fired this year, I'll just tell you that right now. This past year. At least when they get fired, usually their assistant hitting coach gets fired too, so they both get fired so they don't feel as bad. Okay? Well, we gave it our best shot. But you got paid millions of dollars to give it your best shot. It's not fair. Okay? That's not fair. You don't learn on the job. You don't do jobs and get worse. Okay? If I was an owner right now, especially an owner that reads this magazine, I wouldn't hire a hitting coach. Or if I did, I'd say, listen, hitting is so bad right now. We haven't had any hitting coaches that helped us out. I'll pay you, but only if you get so many guys better. I'll pay you a small salary, and only if these guys get better. I'm not going to pay you the big salary just because you got a big name, and then guys get worse. It's like throwing money in the trash. Owners, are you listening to me? That's the way you should do it. And we don't mind here at Moneyball Hitter Magazine if you would hire somebody like myself out and say, oh, we're going to give you a small salary. How many hitters do you think can get better? Well, at least 90% of them. Okay, you get a certain bonus for each guy that you get better in the lineup. Okay, where do I sign? What hitting coach is going to do that? Okay, hitting so bad that that's what it's going to come down to. You're going to have to find the guys that get results, that have the respect of the players. And I didn't play Major League Baseball, but I would have the respect of the players right off the bat. They would look right into my eyes, and they would know when I would fix a lot of things right away that they couldn't fix in their career, that they would know that I was the guy. And I've taught independent league, minor leagues, college leagues. I get more respect than the guy who's the big name guy, because I'm a fix-it guy. Okay? There's none of you guys out there like that. Because hitting is very difficult to teach. You have to decode it. You have to master it. You have to be a teacher. You have to be a kinesiologist. You have to simplify. You have to be able to communicate. And you have to fix quickly. Because players don't have times in their careers, and teams don't have time for people to slump as long as they do. Like Josh Hamilton hasn't been able to hit for a whole year. You don't have time for that. They're paying you millions of dollars to hit. Okay? Or the New York Yankees have all that talent, and their hitting coach over there, Kevin Long, has progressively made the team worse by his so-called methods that don't work. But yet he gets paid millions of dollars for that to happen. And he lasted longer than anybody else because the Yankees pitching staff is so good year in, year out that at least they got in the playoffs, but they progressively got worse. Until this year they didn't make the playoffs, and they're like, okay, we got to get rid of you. Okay? So the two hitting coach trend is making things worse. Here at Moneyball Magazine, we see the trends. We tell you exactly what's happening. You're not going to hear it anywhere else. Thanks for joining us today. Hope you found this interesting. Take care.